much indeed. I fully support calls for a ceasefire, expressing our deep concern over civilian casualties. The recent focus on Gaza's hospitals is atrocious and must stop. Unfortunately, these hospitals are reported to be potential Hamas headquarters, which raises serious concerns about civilian safety. In fact, last week, Hamas is reported to have used communication channels to warn civilians not to leave the hospitals. If true, this would be abominable. Unfortunately, hospitals and medical facilities have become caught up in the intense fighting as Israel presses its offensive against Hamas in Gaza City. However, Hamas must also bear responsibility for using these hospitals or the tunnels that run under them as their bases, fully aware that the consequences of doing so inflict pain and suffering on the Palestinian people. The focus of attention has been on Al-Shifa, Gaza's largest hospital, where an estimated 2,300 people remain trapped by battles in the surrounding streets. Other facilities report similar situations, a lack of supplies and power, and an ever-present threat to life due to fighting. The World Health Organization, who says 36 health facilities, including 22 hospitals, have been damaged since the war began on October the 7th, and only a handful are now still operating. For example, the WHO said last Sunday that Al-Shifa in Gaza City, the territory's largest with 700 beds, had ceased to function, and the situation inside was dire and perilous. The surrounding streets are engulfed by fighting between Hamas and Israeli forces. Critical infrastructure has been damaged, according to the UN. Israeli claims that Hamas fighters operate in tunnels underneath the hospital, a claim which Hamas denies, however. The reality is that staff inside the hospital say it is impossible to leave without risking injury or death. The WHO Director General Tedros Adhanom said that on X that constant gunfire and bombings in the area have exacerbated the already critical circumstances. Multiple reports from inside these hospitals say that there is no food and no fuel to run generators. Solar energy is being used to power a few critical systems. There have been communication blackouts. The Doctors Without Borders charity was unable to contact its members inside Gaza over the weekend. The Hamas-run Health Ministry has said there are at least 2,300 people still inside the hospital, up to 650 patients, 200 to 500 staff, and around 1,500 people seeking shelter. And when we talk about expelling the Israeli ambassador, I certainly will not be supporting any motion to expel any ambassador unless they attack our country. And I'm a bit surprised, because maybe I stand to be corrected, but I think Sinn Féin are supporting that. Sinn Féin know that they were blocked for many years from speaking themselves, and there's no area and there's no possibility of peace if you keep turning your back on people and shutting the door on people. And I think it's immature politics. If we're going to bring peace to this country, and the Americans, like Deputy Denny Healy said, need to get on board to bring peace and force peace in this country. And Ireland has a brilliant chance of doing that, because we're a neutral country. We should be pushing for that, but certainly expelling the Israeli ambassador is sending the wrong message and shutting doors instead of opening doors for peace. And that's what we need to be concentrating on.